The views, thoughts, opinions expressed on this program are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Reggie Miles and Reggie Miles Edutainment. The material and information presented here is for general information and historical purposes only. Conversations, the Chicago Style Chronicles, and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific individual, group, organization, product, or service. Good evening and welcome to Conversations. Now, I'm just wondering if I do have I got my Facebook feed hooked up? Because if I don't have my Facebook feed hooked up, I'm gonna have to come back and do it again. So let me check to see that I got the Facebook feed. How y'all doing? It's a great Monday, and this is going to be a great program. I'm telling you, we're gonna do something really good tonight. Yep. Oh yeah, we good. Yep, we're good. Okay. All right. This is good. So yeah, I'm here. I'm here. So let me go ahead on and we done ran the disclaimer and we done did the talk. And just in case, before I do it again, before I bring my guests, I'm gonna run the disclaimer and run everything all over again. So y'all just hang in there as we do this. You tell folk too, it's time to reach out and touch and let everybody know that we're getting ready to do conversations with DJ Vell. So you all stick and stay. We're going to do this thing right on this program that we call Conversations. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Reggie Miles and Reggie Miles Edutainment. The material and information presented here is for general information and historical purposes only. Conversations, the Chicago Style Chronicles, and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific individual, group, organization, product, or service. Let me bring my guest and let me have him join me. Why don't y'all let me see if I can get this right. Let's see. Let's talk to DJ Vell. How you doing?
I'm all right, Mr. Miles.
All
How
right.
about yourself?
Well, we hanging in here. It's time to go to rolling. Now it's time to do what we do. And this is a DJ talk show. So this is gonna be cold. I'm really I appreciate the fact that I get a chance to talk to one of the brethren so I can become educated on what the game is like today. Cause I'm rusty, man. I left the game
Oh,
26 years, and
y'all,
I
you pretty educated. You rusty, but you ain't is not educated. You
so
educated in this game.
so I come back and I come to find out it's a whole different type of thing. So I want to take this time right now, and I would like to just know about DJ Vell. Okay, what were you doing before the world's largest stepping contest in 1989?
1989 is pretty much not a whole lot. Uh, Mr. Miles, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have this conversation with you. Uh, I come from a different era. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a West Side person than South Side. So it was a lot of events that I didn't make on the South Side, but I was there in spirit because I'm always watch, look, listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm still kind of getting some of the history myself. But by me being on the west side, so I really didn't know a whole lot that was going like outside of the west side, like Chick Ricks, all those places. But I pretty much knew the music from the west side. Most of my talent come from maybe Motown. You know what I'm saying? Motown was number one in what we listening to today. You know what I'm saying? As far as walking music. You know what I mean? So listen to that, and the DJs kind of gave me that experience to know what I need to play. You know what I'm saying, for the walkers.
So when did you start? When did you get on the throne? When did the bug hit you? When did you fall in love with being a DJ?
I always liked it to be a DJ. I mean, that was when I was a kid. It didn't start in '89. It started for me when I was a kid. I
Mhm.
always wanted. I was basically a hip hop DJ. You would never believe it. I was a hip hop DJ first, but I had a couple of guys. They went to hip hop, and then I liked the stepping. So I left, that and went to something more like stepping. I did like old school and stepping. So that's what I liked it, opposed to hip hop. Hip hop was a different type of music that I wanted to, and then a whole lot of things were going. Hip hop was kind of wild, so I didn't want that. So I went to stepping and walking. Uh, it started back, back in my Fifth City days. It was a place over there that I did. I did those Fifth City for years.
Mhm.
It was more of a recovery party. Most people look at me as a recovery disc jockey, but that wasn't true. I'm not a recovering addict, but those was my peoples, and that's where I started from. I pretty much played walking music there. We did steppers events every single week. We had a steppers event.
Yeah, well, I'm a recovering addict, that's for sure.
hmm I never knew that.
Yeah, I messed up.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I never
I
knew that.
messed up. I got caught up.
hmm
Oh,
You,
that's you know.
great part about that, you came up out of it.
Well, Babyface made a song. I ain't never hit rock bottom till the day tell the day you turn me out. But the song is called Rock Bottom. And
hmm
it's off of Babyface's album, with the one with "This Is for the Cool in You."
hmm
But but for me, rock bottom turned out to be Jesus. So
Right, right,
I
right,
went I
right.
went to church, and I
hmm
became a I became an audio engineer. Uh,
hmm
I became an audio engineer at the church, because my reputation preceded me. And since I'm over there at the Apostolic Church of God, I got drafted for the audio ministry right away, working under Ernie Green and Danny Leake and some great sound guys there. And so that's where I got my
hmm
teeth cut in addition to doing my thing
hmm
as a DJ. But look,
Right.
who were some of the great jocks on the West Side that you can relate to, that you could share with us?
Okay, I can relate to one or two guys. All the disc jockeys they pretty much great. You know what I mean? They do their own thing. I have nothing negative to say about neither one of them, but uh, I kind of grew up at. It was more cousin Danny was one of the guys that was
Mm,
inspirational.
Danny was from
Terrible,
the West Side.
yep.
Okay,
Terrible Ted was another guy.
absolutely.
You
Now I
know,
know him.
those two guys. I was always at some event that they were spinning, so I got a lot of history from those guys. Those two guys, they was playing music that I had never heard before,
Theodore
and it,
Calverton.
yes, sir, and it pretty much locked inside my head. I'm pretty laid back. If you notice that, I'm always laid back. I observe it, so I pay attention to what's going on, the dance flow, the music, my surroundings.
Well, how important is paying attention to the dance floor?
Because, I mean, you playing music and ain't nobody on the dance floor, then you got a problem.
Mm,
You got a serious problem. You know, so you pretty much, see, like now today, if you've been playing music for so long, you pretty much know who walking through that door, opposed to what you're gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see you coming at Reggie, my mind be saying like Reggie in there, so my mind gonna say Walkers. You know what I'm saying? And you're not the only one that walk. It's a bunch of Well, it's a lot of people that walk beside you. So
Mhm.
and it's a lot of people that like to hear certain songs. So I've been doing it that long to know what I need to do, uh, opposed to what I need to play and need to get that flow to where it need to be.
But see, that's now you mentioned something that I prided myself on doing. I like the fact when I fed off of the fact more so in knowing the individuals and the music that they liked. I never worried
Right.
about the floor.
Right.
Um, in our era, you could play if long as it was long as it had that stepper's groove,
Hmm.
people was gonna come to the floor. It like today, uh I guess people more I don't let me see. I don't want to offend nobody, but like today, oh, because people are learning more about the dance,
Hmm.
uh, as opposed to in my heyday, everybody knew about the
Right.
dance,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
so that's the difference
Right.
between then and now. But all of us
Hmm.
back then, we knew when we was coming to a set, we was gonna bop, step, and walk.
Right.
Wasn't no question.
Yeah,
Today
but the
is
day is different. They
yeah,
different. You know what I
yeah.
mean? The day different. You don't have a whole lot of walkers today. You know what I mean? I think if you're talking about walking, you know what I'm saying, if you really want to see walkers, I mean, you need to come to that fourth Sunday. You understand what I'm saying? That fourth Sunday is something that we had back then that we got today. It ain't a whole lot at today. That fourth Sunday ain't nothing. You could pretty much do a whole walkers segment on that fourth Sunday, and it would stay. The flow would actually stay packed. You know what I'm saying? You could do a whole walker section on that fourth Sunday on Good Times Production. And I pretty much learned that. I pretty much learned that too as well. You know what I'm saying? Going to some of the fourth Sunday, listening to Steve and Mellow Chris,
Hmm.
and rest his soul. It was one day that Cheryl had me down there, and Chris didn't come. Steve was there, and me and Steve was spinning, and I'm sitting there spinning. I guess Steve didn't know how old I was, or basically what I can do. So I'm dropping these hits, and he's like, "Young boy, you know what that is, young boy?" And they killing the flow with it. You know what I mean? And he said, "You know what, DJ Vell?" He said, "I'm gonna have Cheryl invite you back here." That's how I ended up down in Good Times Production. It was because of Steve playing besides him. You know what I'm saying? Watching me. And I pretty much paid attention to him. Everybody can't do Good Times.
Yeah, because I've never done that set.
Like everybody can't do Good Times. And
I've never
Cheryl, she pretty particular in who she put in there too as well.
yeah,
She ain't
because
gonna put no anybody in there.
she ain't never picked me. So and
Yeah.
I tease her about that today, but and and I'm to the point now, I made one mistake.
Hmm.
Only one time I asked to do a set. And I ain't never doing that no more. Cause if you want me, you come and get me. You
That's how it
let
should
me
be.
know. Yeah,
That's how it should be. It should be like that.
cause that's one thing that was one of the reasons why I quit spinning secular music.
Hmm.
Cause you had them cats that was I had got built up my cachet to the point where, I was like demanding a salary. I was
Right.
demanding some money.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Exactly. That's how
And
it
so
should
the
be.
so the next thing you know, you was getting the cash that was saying, no, man, give me $15 in gas money.
Tell me about it.
you know, man, I'll do it too. You ain't got to be dealing with Reggie. Shoot, just give me $15 in gas money.
Right. Right.
And then that's how a lot of cats got on the set, undercutting.
Hmm.
And so I said, bump that. I left. I went on with
Right.
the
Right.
gospel.
I know one thing. I want to get paid. You know what I mean? You know, I paid my dues in this. you know what I
Now,
mean?
what
So I
is
feel like,
paying dues though? Talk about that.
I mean, it's about the history. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about paying your dues, and you've been in the game for so long, you understand what I'm saying? And you did so many things. You don't spend for so many people's. Uh, you should be held. You be get paid for that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just like being a professional disc jockey. You know what I'm saying? These guys are great. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying, for what they do. So I feel like, me too as well. I mean, that's what I did all my life. I feel like I do a pretty good job at it. That's my talent. You know what I mean? I want to get paid for my talent. Because
Man,
if I want to spin, I could just spin anytime. I ain't got to be nowhere to spin. I got equipment at home if I want to spin.
man, it took me
So
12, I think it took me about, yeah, it took me about 12 years to get
mhm.
to get on the throne for the steppers community.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it wouldn't have took me so long, Mr. Miles. But I was turning down a lot of things because uh, I had an opportunity to get outside. I was considered as somebody that was in the low end. So what I mean by the low end, it was I wasn't in that circle of the mainstream
Mhm.
for a long time, and I used to always get offers to come do this, to come do that. I would turn it down. I didn't know exactly what was going on, and I was pretty much dedicated to what I had already. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah,
already into
yeah.
something that was, I was already getting paid for first Saturday, second Saturday, third Saturday. I had it all locked, so it didn't make no sense for me to leave that and go outside of that and do something different. So one day I just said, I tried it. You know what I mean? And I kind of liked it too, to be honest with you, because it
Yeah.
gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of different peoples. I met a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? That I probably would have never have, been before.
Do you
So it's
travel a
pretty.
lot?
I travel a lot now. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't at first because I was turning it all down at first. So a
Yeah.
lot of them guys they got out there before me because of that reason. I was turning it down. You know what I'm saying? And I just stayed here. So one day I just said I'm gonna take it. I tried it and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I
So
got to meet a lot of people.
so what is it like when you first go to a new city and stuff? So how do you get ready to prepare? Do you do any research or what is it that you do to get you ready to play or perform for these particular people?
I think if you pretty much know your craft, you know what I mean. You can figure out what you need to do. I could pretty much figure out what I'm dealing with when it comes to people. You know what I mean by that?
Mhm.
Sometimes the people will tell you what they want opposed to what you need to do. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty good at my in my character in doing that. So I think that me knowing the music, I pretty much know what they like. You know what I mean? Uh, what they would take to. I don't know. It's not really difficult for me. You can pick a song in your mind and say, well, they're gonna like this. You know what I mean? They're gonna sing to this. That's my theory. My theory is I know what they're gonna sing to. I know what they're gonna groove to. So that's how I pretty much put in my mind. I'm gonna play this, and I know they're gonna like this because everybody know this. That's with walkers too as well. You know, what I mean, you
Yeah.
could choose a walker song, and everybody be in there singing that walking song because it's
Like
familiar, not unfamiliar. It's familiar.
excuse me. It surely is a lot
Hmm.
of mess going on with this
Hmm.
walking now. Uh
Hmm.
when I came back to the community 5 years ago, uh it was like walking was like few and far in between. In a
Yes,
four
it
hour
was.
in a 4 hour set, you might hear 6 walking songs.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Man, I like tripped.
Yes,
And
it
I
was.
talked to Lawrence Jones and I asked him what happened. He told me, he said, man, I've been trying to holler at these cats for 23 years. I say, what?
Wow, wow. And if you had to stepped out there on fake, man, you they'll still be probably, you know what I'm saying, walking music probably wouldn't be you pretty much bringing it back somewhat, you know what I mean, than opposed to where it was.
Man, but I,
You
I
know what I mean?
couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Cause that was just, I mean, that's unfathom. Just I can't fathom that a cat.
It depends on the set, Rich, you know what I mean?
Go ahead, go ahead.
It depends on the set. You know what I mean? It depends. Every set ain't the same. You know what I mean? You might look in there, you might see two walkers in there. Uh, my thing is, I don't know if you should not play that because there's not enough walkers in there. But you got to give them something. You know what I mean? Because they part of the party too as well. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So I kind of look at it as that. It's not a whole lot of walkers in some of the sets, but it's different from Good Times with Brooklyn
oh
and some other sets.
shoot,
You know
that's
what I'm saying? So and
that's
like
what.
you say, you doing it. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Go ahead. No, 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 no.
those
This is your
those
show.
those 25 millions that you acknowledging to come to do something is a
Yeah,
great thing because now the millions are limited in these sets. There's not enough millions now to dance with these females. So we need more millions.
man.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you, Vell. I'm like, when I hear this kind of when I hear this type of rhetoric about uh folk not being at these that men not at these sets walking, I'm just like, I
Hmm.
can't believe it. Cause I'm
Right.
like saying to myself, who in the heck don't want to put their arms around these women?
It's a lot of people love to walk now, man. I'd be surprised in some of these events. They love to walk. You know what I'm saying? Because they nag me all the time. You gonna play some walkers? And will get mad if I don't play it. You gonna
Man,
play some walkers? You ain't playing on walkers. You're a terrible DJ to some of
man,
these people.
I can't. I can't. I mean, these, and I don't want to. I don't want to get start
Right, right.
naming no
That's right.
names and stuff
No,
like
that
that.
ain't good, right?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. But I mean, this one over here, she fine. That one over there, she fine. That one behind me, she fine.
Wow,
That one
wow.
over
Right,
there, she
right,
fine.
right,
And
right,
they all bring something different to the table.
right.
And
True that.
this is what kills me about sex.
Hmm.
About it's like this attitude that everybody it just has this one certain attitude when they at this set, and at this one certain attitude, fast music and stepping music has to be catered to, in
Uh-huh.
order to deal with people.
Right.
And
Hmm.
I mean, just like for me, at the set Sunday, I was
Right.
hurting so bad on the inside. All I wanted to do was for have somebody to hug me.
Right. Right. Right.
And I just can't believe it that could be that that type of human interaction can be pushed to the side. I
Hmm.
just I can't I don't what happened? I'm like, what's
Right. Right.
going on?
Right.
How can that get? But I do understand though,
Hmm.
because of the progression of the way the technology moved, the way DJs play the records.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Pretty much.
yeah, when they
Right. Because
got it, go
a
ahead.
lot of times you walk in there, it pretty much. It's a couple of times you walked in. I had been and just did a walker section. I pretty much I might have played maybe 3 or 4 walker songs.
And then you come back. I got that,
Right.
man.
Exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. And so, and that's what endeared me and brought the respect level to me about
Hmm.
your game, because any other cat would have had me waiting 2 hours.
Right,
you know?
right. You missed it. That's it.
Yeah. I was like, whoa,
But I'm in a session, man, where there's nothing but walking, so I can never go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in a segment of walking, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it depends on the party itself. You know what I'm saying?
And so I don't get fired up unless I walk first.
Right,
Cause
right.
that's the only way I'm gonna stay at a set.
Oh yeah, I
You
done seen you leave a couple of times. You ain't no walking.
you
I done
know,
seen you leave a few times.
man, I'm like, hey, because that's what that's my
Right,
vitamin for
right, right,
me. Okay,
right,
I
right.
wanna smell some perfume. Hey, I wanna
That's right. That's
embrace.
right.
And then I go head on, and I'm charged up to want to show off and do some steps for do the get down or whatever.
Right, right.
And and I don't understand why uh folk not trying to get to that more often, because it's a lot of brothers that don't like stepping at all. So let me start acknowledging people, because you got some folks coming. from
Uh-huh.
the East Coast, Mary, how you doing? Thank you for
Mhm.
checking in. You too, Warren. Thank you, East Coast. And we got a brother Keith. What's up, Reggie and
Mhm.
DJ Vell? And another brother. I got some great people from the East Coast, brother Rudy
Mhm.
Dutton. And that man, he's a genius
Mhm.
with that audio stuff. And then Ferries, he says the DJ combo was off the chain last night with
Yep.
Bell and Eric E.T. He said, so when he put the bang in all caps, you straight. you know, Ferries,
Bang
he was,
bang.
yeah, he said bang. So that's how it go. Uh, thank you, Tony Anthony. And from the West Coast, my girl Sheila, that's good. She said they starting to walk a little bit more in Cali, so we gotta oh, yeah, thanks, DJ Bill, we got you back. Rick, what you say?
Okay.
You gotta have love in your heart and soul. That's what's missing from the sets. You got
Mhm.
your head you got your earplug I mean, you got your
Yeah,
earplug.
it kind of went out. I got to put it back, make it come back on.
Okay, good.
Somebody called my phone here.
Oh, okay, that's what kicked you out.
Yeah.
Okay, so hook that Bluetooth back up because we hear that noise now.
Okay.
Yeah, while he getting that Bluetooth back on there and he putting it on there, so let me take him down till we get this right. And when he gets back up, we'll bring him back in there. So, yeah, so while in the meantime, while I'm waiting for Vell to come on back, I'm on this mission. I need 25 brothers. Actually, if I could get 10 brothers to come to the walking class so I can get you started on single step and double step. You know, he'll be back in a minute, Ambassador. Uh, if I can get 10 brothers come on the single step and the double step walking, and I'm not gonna be the type of cat that tells you, well, yeah, you can do it. We'll put you in basic one, okay, and so after another, we'll put you in intermediate one. No, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna teach you these basics. And from those basics, that's when I'm going to be looking for you to, I'm going to encourage you to develop your own swag. Okay. But you got to get them basics because it's a lot of people now, everybody, claiming they doing walking and stuff and this, that, and other. No, y'all ain't doing walking. So, but I'm going to be cool with that. I'm not going to point out people, but you learning a particular person's style. So I'm gonna leave that one right there. But not everyone that says they walking is walking. DJ Vell, I'm glad to see you back. Your brother in crime, the ambassador, Kevin Nevels, he's calling you out. Okay, we got to get your audio back up, Vell. The video is up. Can you can hear me, right? Nope. Check your audio. Check your audio on your settings on your phone again. All right, so Vell is gonna do that while he's checking. We'll get him. Hey, Lynn, John, thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead, Tony. We got to get you. I think I want to do a forum. I'm gonna have to get because I'm gonna upgrade the system where I can bring in like 10 people, put 10 people on the live at the same time. And it's time for us to really have some focus on the historical discussions and some history of the dance. Let's see. DJ Bill, go ahead. Okay, and we ain't got you. So let's see. Let's do it like this. I'll hold it down. You can hear me, right? Okay, you can hear me, but I haven't got you. All right, so because I don't even see you coming through here. So this is what you do. You take kind of like reboot your phone and then come back in. Yeah, go ahead and reboot your phone and come on back in and because it's probably some crazy setting in StreamYard, but start it all over again. So we gonna cause I see you live. All right, so DJ Vell is gonna take care of that, come back, and we're gonna do this. But it was some really interesting comments. It was uh question about question about walking and the question was, is walking boring? And and I man, I just let's see if Vale is ready. Okay, no, he's gonna come back. Uh some people say it is, some people saying that walking is a boring dance. I'm like, I'm gonna throw my hands up in the air and wave them like I just don't care, cause it makes me wonder what type of walking are you talking about? You know, what kind of walking are you doing? Mm. So I need to get a form of I'd like to talk with some current brothers and some classic brothers, and then three apiece, and I'll be the mediator, and we'll just go to talking. Because I think really the biggest problem in the community is that we don't listen to each other. Yeah, we don't listen back and forth towards each other, and that's what we need to do. So let's see some of the comments. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Shine. No, George, he wasn't muted because it wasn't showing up. Uh, it was something in his device because we were talking, and when he got the call, it kicked him out. So I told him just to reboot it and reset it. Yeah, well, Jeff, you really been saying that, and that does make a sense. That does make sense because a lot of people just don't know. So he's back, and let's try to get him back up here. Hey, I heard
There
you,
he
Bill.
goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. We straight.
All
All
right.
right. So it ain't nothing to do but to do it, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's good. So let's get back and let's get into this. And y'all like and share and let folk know that we're doing this and we having like a DJ talk. And I think I'm gonna have to get about two or three more of my brothers coming in, and we just gonna have to sit down and talk. So let's turn it up a minute and let's talk about the state of walking a little bit. We know you do it at I know you it's no question that you do it at the Good Time
Mhm.
productions set. But let's talk about you got a couple of places now where you're doing it. And are you feeling that since walking is growing that you need to incorporate more of it at the other sets that you do?
That's not just my set. You know what I'm saying? Most sets.
Okay.
If you want to make it grow, and then like I said, and I say again, uh, every party is not the same. You know what I mean? Opposed to
Mhm.
what you need to play. You know what I mean? Uh, and looking in that room, and sometimes you might not see a walker, or you might see one or two, but I do make sure everybody is compensated. You know what I'm saying? When it come to, everybody coming there, so everybody need to have something. You know what I mean? Even if it's a walking song. You know what I mean? So I will give them that.
I done seen some sets. I done seen some sets now, man, that they done stepped them out, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think
I done seen some sets cats and played 40 stepping songs in the row and
right. Hmm.
people they just too tired and then when the floor is not packed on the stepping song, I said, well then why don't you play a walker at that point?
Hmm.
And it's like you trying to catch fish in a pond that ain't got no fish in it.
Right, right.
Whoa, what's going on? I've
Hmm.
seen it. I mean, they done played like 20 stepping songs and then play another good one and then the floor don't get packed.
Well,
So
Reg, you can go nowadays. You go to some of these parties and you might not get no walking song. It
oh
depends. and it depends on what set it is. You know what I mean? I guess to each his own. You know what I'm saying?
How
I don't
did
want to say
how did it
anything
get
negative
like
about.
that? How
I
did
don't
it
want
get
to say. I don't know how I got like that, but it's now you got it, you got so many people that's doing parties. You know what I mean?
mhm, mhm.
And it's like you got people that you probably never even heard of that's doing parties. So maybe some of them just don't know. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, to each his own. You know what I mean? The atmosphere might be different opposed to should they play walking music or not. You know what
Yeah,
I mean by that? So it's like maybe they're looking at they feel like they might figure that, well, this is not a walker segment, so I ain't gonna play too much walking music because I don't
mm,
want to clear my crowd out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want the people to leave. So, just like you leave you leave in a minute if you don't hear no walking music. So you
yeah,
don't think they feel the same way too? They walk in there and be like, oh, they ain't playing no walking music. You be up out of there. But if they ain't playing no dance music, you think they ain't gonna leave?
right, right.
They're gonna leave that too. So
Got
it's
that.
different party. It depends on what the party is. So it's up to that disc jockey to figure that out. You know what I mean? If he don't figure that out, then he got a problem opposed to what he need to play at that particular party. So I pretty much pay attention to that.
So very he went on and said what Pete said. And then Pete is slick, right? Pete is slick. That's my boy. Pete is slick.
Yeah, he want chicken wing.
Yeah, you know,
He want
Pete's
chicken
slick.
wing.
Cause Pete is a disco boy, right? Pete, he's Spank King, right? He was going to Dingbats and all them other places.
Wow. Yeah, yeah,
And he slid
yeah.
down there to Mr. Ricky's. And then Pete
Right,
went
right,
on to change his stripes. But his
right.
Pete, his color, his real color, like the zebra, you can only paint over. But if
Mhm,
you go do some disco, Pete he'll get like a fish. He can swim in that pond too. But
mhm.
Pete is
Yeah,
straight up on the he's straight up on what the total culture is. Cause
right,
Pete
right,
not only
right.
can he disco, but Pete can bop and Pete
Mhm.
can walk.
Right,
And
right.
so, and just like Ferry said in the words, he say, if you step, if you gonna call yourself a stepper, you better know how
Mhm.
to walk, be a walker, cause it's
That's right.
incomplete. It's incomplete. The game and your game is incomplete. That's just like a
Right, right,
basketball player that can only dribble
right.
to the right side.
True
You
that.
you
Definitely true that. I started out as a stepper. I was a bopper, believe it or not. But
Mhm.
I just never learned how to walk. I guess I grew out of it because instead of dancing, I wanted to play the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of some people's love to dance. I was more into playing the music than dancing. So but I did the man on man back then in days. I
Oh,
probably that was me. You know what I mean? That's what I did.
oh.
So people would never knew that. I actually had videos, but they got confiscated. It's confiscated. I mean, and that's what I did. But after time went past, I just wanted to play the music. I didn't want to dance anymore.
Mm.
I probably would have learned how to walk had I'd stayed, stepping.
Well, I don't know what you heard about me. I don't know what you heard about me when I was out there spinning, but I danced and played the records at the same time.
Dance and play the records.
I danced
Wow.
and played the records at the same time, and I
Hmm.
was on the 1200s. Man,
Hmm.
I would get close to the end of the
Right.
song, and I would dance to the with the woman right next to where I was at. Run
Hmm.
up there and change the record.
Well,
Go
change the
right
record, huh?
back. We'll go right back down there and
Wow, that was a
finish.
cold man.
I mean, and I did that at almost every set I spun, even when I was spinning for Richard Willis and them and
Uh-huh.
the Click. And the Click had this bird. This was like this bird cage, and I used to climb up up a pole and whatever, up some
Uh-huh.
stairs, a ladder
Uh-huh.
to get in there, play the record, and come right back down. Dude, no. But
Right. You,
as far as being one of the first dancing DJs, I did that. Shoot.
right.
I
Right.
didn't I didn't make no differentiation between that, but
Uh-huh.
that was because, you know, I was more of a radio disc jockey before I was
Hmm.
a street disc jockey.
Right. Right.
And I did the radio thing.
Right. Right. And everybody wanted to do that at some point, be a radio disc jockey.
Oh man,
Hmm.
I did that and then started teaching it.
Hmm.
Only thing about the radio game, the way it is now, you got to be a young man,
Oh
cause
yeah.
yeah, ain't gonna be no more Herb Kent careers.
So was you considered as a broadcaster too as well? You know what I mean when
Absolutely,
you was with, yeah, okay, so
absolutely.
because some of the disc jockeys they can play the music but they can't broadcast.
Absolutely. So, and
Mm,
the distinguishing part of that is either you a personality
hmm.
or DJ.
Right,
So it's either and what it is, personality and mixologist. And all the personality means is that you just know how to run your mouth.
right, true that.
You just know how to talk.
I don't
Uh,
know if I could have did that. I'm more too much laid back than to be running my mouth out.
yeah.
I'm not really that type of individual. Even with this interview, I'm not really an interview person. You know what I mean? I'd have turned those down too. So
But you're
I
doing
just want to
fine.
try. Yeah.
You're doing
Mhm.
fine. But your
Yeah.
history and the history of the game
Right.
is being recorded
Right.
and from two
Right.
different perspectives. So,
Right. I
you know,
thought about that too as well.
yeah. So after
Everybody needs some history.
yeah, so this is stuff it's a different type of game that's being laid down. And so when a person wants to go to look to find out what was happening, they got
Hmm.
this interview. You know,
Right.
so because
True that.
at the time now, it's more technology driven. It's more
True that.
science and
Hmm.
technology driven. When I
Hmm.
started, we wasn't dealing with BPMs or nothing like that.
Right.
We
And
were
I never knew that BPM was on albums until later down the line.
right.
I didn't even know that. So I only knew that when I even when I played CDs, it was like uh I didn't really too much know about BPMs until I pretty much had the laptop. They
Yeah,
pretty much show you technology, like you say. People probably didn't know BPMs were written on albums.
yeah,
So you pretty much had to use your head or your brain to know opposed to how fast or how slow the record was going.
absolutely,
So everybody
absolutely,
couldn't do that. So now the computer pretty much do itself.
everything. You know,
Everything.
because it's got that AI, and that's what's scary. Because I happened to mention that in regards to walking music, in a comment that the the generation of musical engineers right now they rely on a lot of science and
Hmm.
technology, and in that science and technology, uh, the musicology that they should have, they cheat themselves on it.
Hmm.
If you gonna research a walking song, research it and find out why people like it.
Right. Right.
Find out why they
Hmm.
like it,
Right.
and
Right.
then don't keep playing it all the time. Set it up where you can play it each time you do play it, it has an impact. But it seems like a lot of times just cats just playing music just to be playing music.
Well, I mean, that's something that I can't speak on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they be doing up there. Uh, but I know one thing. I try my best. You know what I'm saying? My main
That's
thing
right.
is if they out there dancing, I pretty much say to myself that I'm pretty much doing a great job. It ain't about what I like. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see the people's like and love and dance to that music. You know what I mean? Uh,
So, how many times have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard that saying? Oh, he just up there playing what he likes. So, what you say about
uh,
that?
9 times out of 10, I don't speak on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because speaking on certain things it could send you left field. You know what I mean? Sometimes people will come with you with negative things, man. I try to fade away from it. But then that's just their opinion. You know what I mean? So
Right.
uh, I can't get into what how they feel opposed to their opinion. Everybody got a different opinion of what they want or what they like. So I don't speak on it. I listen. Pretty much keep my mouth closed most of the time.
So
But
what?
it
So
happens.
what 5 walking cuts that, or just
Uh-oh.
3? What 3 walking
Uh-oh.
cuts that you like?
That I like.
Yeah.
Oh, Red, you
What?
kind of put
What?
me on the spot on that one, but uh I do like Whew, it's a lot, man.
Well, just
It's a
take go
lot.
one. Let's go one. Just get one.
I pretty much like I pretty much like Gladys Knight. You know what I'm saying?
Ever
The making of you.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, from Claudine.
yeah, from Claudine. Yeah, that
Yeah,
whole soundtrack is off the chain.
yeah. Add a
You know what I
little
mean? But it's a lot of walking songs, man, that I do like. Can't recall because it's so many, man.
uh-huh.
But you know, to be true. You know what I mean? Um, and that is by who is to be true by? Glenn Chandler, something like that. Somebody else.
Oh, you talking about Just Be True,
Just
Gene.
be true, yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, just be true,
absolutely.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Just be true. They got a couple that's real nice.
Yes. Oh,
They
yeah.
don't even play that. They don't even play that too often no more. I kind of played that the other night. You know what I mean? But
Ooh.
there's a bunch of them. I do like that Walter Beasley that you like. You know that people don't play that as much. Not Walter Beasley, but
Walter
uh,
Jackson.
Walter Jackson. Yeah,
Oh, man, yeah.
Walter Jackson. And I was intending on playing that when you walked in there, and then my mind was just went left field. You know, and
What's
I
up?
thought about I thought about the Christmas song. You know what I mean? I dropped the
Now,
Christmas.
yeah, that at Christmas time, now that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I'm crazy about that Walter Jackson. It's
yeah.
all
Walter Jackson. It's all over. Yeah, that's pretty
crazy.
decent.
Even his Welcome Home, I'm crazy about that.
Yeah, I like the Welcome Home is one that I really like too. Yeah,
But it's a
that's really
walking
nice.
song. There's a contemporary walking song that I've yet to hear, but I played it a lot and I
Hmm.
practiced walking off of it. That
Hmm.
Tierra Majors, that collide.
Mm.
It's
Collide. I'm not.
from that movie Queen and Slim.
Mm. I'm not
Man,
familiar with that.
and I want to get a hold of that. I want to walk off of that, but I gotta wait till it gets, into the among the DJs.
Uh huh.
But because I hear a lot of people they complaining. They say, well, they talk about the music, and what you say to this too. They say, well, yeah, well, we don't want to dance off of the classics, but they ain't playing none of the new music either. That's good
Hmm.
walking songs. So, and if you want to know what a good walking song is, you need to know or either have the classics as a reference.
Right. True that. I
So,
mean, I can't agree with you on that. I can't agree with you. I think most of the Walker music should be more of a classic type of music. I do agree with you on that. I guess because that's what basically where it was created from, old school Motown type of music. And you made a statement far as like sometimes music is played. You know, you can hear a slower song and it sound more like something out the basement. You know what I mean? A
yeah,
slow song, but
yeah,
but and this just it's just what I'm saying is what we grew up on when you talk about classic Walker music. You know what I mean? It's totally different from just any slow song. The only newer song that I pretty much like that could be a nice Walker music is the London Boy, the song that London Boy just came out with,
okay,
October London,
yeah. So, and
and that's
somebody put that down.
did
All
they?
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now that's
somebody
tight.
put
Now
that
that's
down.
tight there.
Now the one where
Mhm.
he sounds like Marvin Gaye, but
Yeah, yeah, that's October
that's a
London. Yeah.
slow dance song. That's not really a
You
full
think you think
song.
October London is a slow song?
That the one. Let me see what is. I can't think of the name of it.
I
Uh,
mean, you can to me, you can
hold
get
on.
that old school feel because the man is labeled as Marvin Gaye. You know what I mean? So it
I,
kind of feel
I
like,
I got that, but the cadence in the walk is
hmm,
different.
hmm,
It's different.
hmm,
Because and see you. That's why it's important to know some of the history
right,
of some of the dances. Because
hmm,
Hollywood Frank, old man Frank,
uh huh,
bartender Frank,
yeah,
he can dance off a jazz
right.
cut.
I love Frank, man. Frank always well met. He pop up, I look over there, he's sitting there with
Oh
his leg crossed.
man, and like, oh boy, this October London, I got to get this because this is a
Yeah,
cut,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's cut. That's cut.
and I got it, but I'm not gonna play it. But back at your
You-
place, that's the name of it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
back
cut.
at your place. Now,
Because it don't. It's like in between. It could be new school and it could feel like old school. That's
yeah,
just my theory. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? And just because the boy sound more like Marvin Gaye, if you didn't know who he was, you probably definitely thought he was somebody back there. in the '60s or the '70s or something. The way he's singing like Marvin.
So even with that, it's like the beat on that
Uh huh. It don't
it's
fit
not,
you, huh?
yeah, it's not consistent enough to
Right.
slide and glide with the walk. See,
Right.
because it's two walks in Chicago. Well, it's more than two walks, but the
Right.
basic walk is the
Right.
single step
Right.
and the double step. Now,
Right.
in the single step,
Right.
you can do some October London off. You could do it
Right.
off of that, but that's more or less the circular slow dance song. I would rather
Right.
slow dance off of that song.
Right. I
Uh,
would never. I didn't know it was three different walks. I mean, I basically, I heard Buford. Buford actually spoke on that too as well. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
The different types of walk.
Man,
I
look,
never knew that. You know what I mean?
man,
So see,
it's a
knowing the history.
Gouster walk, and that was James Shanks. The way
Uh
he does the walk, the way
huh.
Lawrence Jones does a walk, his is different. He's single stepping.
Uh huh.
Buford does a different walk. He's double stepping, and I'm a runner, man. I'm a runner when I'm
Wow. Wow.
and so the music is different. So this one, yeah, Keith, that's good.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Heaven Shine is good. I mean,
Right.
Jeffrey Shine said Heaven Sent, that's good.
Hmm.
Blue Magic is the only one that I would play off as far as a true walking song is probably Spell.
Uh huh. And they don't play a whole lot of that
Yeah,
spell.
yeah,
You know what I
I
mean? Yeah, that's
Spell
a nice
or
cut
either
too.
What's Come Over Me.
Yeah. Those
I
are
would
both nice songs.
Yeah, I would go over that. And it's been a lot of songs that some of the DJs will play as walkers, but they really not walkers because folks will start stepping on them.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You,
Yeah. You got to be careful. You
yeah,
got to be careful with that. Yeah. You definitely got to be careful. You can play a walk song and it definitely be a stepper song and it'll be the floor would be congested because they'll be stepping in and you'll be walking. you
so
know?
so they say like one of the classic songs that today that when the new boppers start dancing, Teach Me,
Uh huh.
Blue Magic.
Uh huh. So you consider Teach Me as a walker's than a
In its
stepper.
original form, it was a walker. You could stride walk.
I can believe that, but now most people step to it
They
than walk.
stepped absolutely, and the
Most people
stepping
step to
came
it.
from folk in the Sam Chapman crew, but
Uh
Andrea,
huh. Uh huh.
Lester Gibbs,
Right.
some of the old guys, we'll stride walk off of that, man.
Hmm.
Please,
Right.
we gone, we gone. Teach
Right.
me, and
Right.
but folks did it a different way, um,
Hmm.
and the balance or understanding the difference between what walking music is and what slow dancing music is, that's what has to be shared amongst the DJs because
Uh huh.
all slow songs are not necessarily walk songs.
Hmm.
They're not.
True that.
They're not, because one of the things about a lot about walking in particular that a lot of people like they just overlook it is the fact that the walk should be done in a parade fashion.
Hmm.
It is like atrocious the way some of the floors get all congested and stuff like that because you got the romantic walkers, the slow walkers, they want to be on the outside lane.
Right.
And and
That's right.
they shouldn't be.
But
They
you,
step
yeah,
inside.
I think we should announce that right most of the time so they'll know because some don't know.
Now that's
Uh,
what they're saying. Now that's what they're
mhm.
saying. But I ain't.
Are they paying attention to that?
Yeah. Well, so I was one of the first DJs to say
Mhm.
walkers on the outside, steppers
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
inside. But
I believe
and
that.
that was in deference to tweeners, to songs that you could do both
Uh,
bop and walk.
damn. Okay, yeah, that do make sense.
Okay. All
That
right.
makes sense. Yeah, yeah. We
'Cause
talk about the
like,
teaching me.
yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, and that's how you directing the floor.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I was one of the folks that did it. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
straight up. The four of us,
Mm-hmm.
Gregory Richardson's them said, the four of
Uh-huh.
us. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I did that in Ricky's. I did that with Richard Willis them in the clique. All the dance sets, all the big sets that I had, I carved
Mm-hmm.
that out.
Right.
And one guy said one guy, was saying that, well, yeah, well, saying walkers on the outside, steppers on the inside, that was one of the craziest things they said. But the only reason why I said and came up with that was because of the tweeners.
Right.
Even Smokey
Right.
Robinson's What Love Has Joined Together is a
Right.
tweener.
There's a tweener. It
You
is kind of a little fast.
Yeah, you can
It is
walk
kind of,
or
yeah.
a step off of that. You can
Mm-hmm.
do both of them as a tweener. I put on my Mixcloud a whole hour of songs that could be considered tweeners.
You know what I do sometimes with tweeners?
Go
Because
ahead.
of what you say, they might be confused with it sometimes. I might I might change the beat. I might slow the beat down just a little bit. If it don't takes away the effect of the song. You know what
Okay.
I mean? It kind of helps sometimes. You know what I mean? Opposed to being tremendously fast. So
Yeah.
I have done that before because I like the choice of the song. You know what I mean? And then they be confused with, is it steppers or is it a walker? I'll
Yeah.
slow it down. I don't do a lot of it, but I have done some.
Cause I'm like,
Hmm.
what but it's a special group of songs. That's why I started saying walkers on the outside, steppers on the
Steppers on
inside.
the inside. Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard that a couple of times.
I would
Hmm.
say that. And
Hmm.
that would keep you got a little leeway around the floor. And actually, that's in relation to what the skaters did too.
Hmm.
Because the better skaters always had the outside lane. They were faster.
Right, right.
You know, and
Exactly. There you go. So it is. Now I
and
couldn't skate. I couldn't skate, man, because of what you
me
just
either.
said. So me
Me
being in the way of on that lane, that speedy lane, it was
Yeah.
knocking my ass down. And
Right.
I never learned how to skate, so I gave it up. And if they don't respect nobody that don't skate, you know what I'm saying? They don't knock you down. I stopped out there. I wish I had to stop though. I wish I had to learn how to skate, but because that's the history of stepping two as well. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
skaters are everybody skate just about step.
Woo! All right. Now here's a classic, and I put this on one of my mixes. Barry's is talking about elephant walk. And that's a
Mhm.
stride walk cut.
Okay.
Striding off of that. See what
Hmm.
Andrea. Yeah, the touch of you by Brenda and the tabulations.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was Brenda and the tabulations.
Hmm.
Total chaos. One thing about having control with the dance floor is the dancers themselves.
Hmm.
I can imagine, when I see some of the guys, when I think about like James Shanks, some guys that I know never you could never see them dance on the inside. They was never gonna do that. Lawrence
Hmm.
Jones is never gonna dance
Going on.
on,
Right.
on the inside. He
Right.
gonna
Right.
he gonna do everything he can to stay on the outside. And
Right.
those are real, real troopers on the dance, but it is really hard
Right. Right.
because
I
some
know.
cats start falling in love.
Before the dance.
Yeah. They wanna
Before the dance.
they
I
wanna
recall one time. I recall myself stepping one time, and it was a walker. Was in there walking. It might have been Buford. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much, you don't get out the way, I'm gonna knock you down. You know what I mean? So I pretty much had to move out the way and didn't understand what it was, but I realized that he was walking on the outside lane. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. And because most steppers like to be on the outside lane now too, if you notice that.
Yeah, but that's for them heavy hitters and
Them
stuff.
heavy hitters love that. They love the
Yeah,
outside lane. It's like,
yeah.
you know,
But the line, as
mhm,
far as the dance is in its essence, the full dance, the outside lane was always for walkers, always.
mhm, mhm,
Because when under the etiquette, proper floor etiquette, if
mhm.
you see a walker coming, you're supposed to give him the right of way.
Right,
But
exactly.
but that don't happen
I
now.
saw that. No, that don't happen now. You asking for commotion. Chaos, boy, when it come to that.
Man,
Unless they really know, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much gotta know what it is opposed to the respect it. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Okay, this way, he's a walker, so I'm gonna get on out the way. You know.
yeah, that's right, Andrea. Don Vick is definitely a
Yep.
outside laner.
Yeah. He was there
Yes.
Sunday. He was there Sunday on the outside.
So coming from the west side, going to a south side set doing that. What kind of way did you feel? Did you have to feel like you had to stay on your west side roots or
Well, at first it was kind of, it was I ain't gonna say difficult.
mhm,
Uh
mhm.
before I went south, I was, it was like I didn't know what to expect. I was kind of confused from the beginning. It was like because I thought the south side was totally different from the west side, opposed to what I need to play. And when I got out there, I was trying to play different. And with some people that hit my ass, nigga, you better get this shit together. Like bro, it's like do what you do. That's why you ended up out here. Don't change up. I pretty much got that. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to be somebody else and not myself. You know what I mean? And I had to clean that up, and I cleaned that up because the first time I went out south, it was like I was invited out there by these two young ladies. It was twin, First Lady Carol and Cheryl, and they was doing a set out there in Bernard. They was doing set Mr. G's out there, and they was doing that set out there with Steve Breeze. They had. I ended up taking Steve Breeze's place out there, and Mr. G's. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up out south, and I've been out south ever since. Most of my gigs are out south, and I'm from
Wow,
the west side, so it's kind of weird. I get more gigs out there than opposed to the west side. You know what I mean? But that's just the way the cookie crumble. You know what I mean? What I'm gonna do?
absolutely, absolutely.
That's how I
So
got out south. So
don't
I pretty
forget
much
now.
don't.
Go ahead.
So I pretty much don't know. You know, I done spun for some everybody. You know what I mean? From you know, pretty much everybody on the set, from Rose Willington to Cheryl to Pete. I gotta say they done showed me a lot of love. Understand what I'm saying? The game been good to me. Uh, I got nothing bad to say about it.
Do you have your own equipment and stuff? Are
Oh
you?
yes, I always had that.
Hmm.
I always had that. But nowadays, they even have setups for you now. You don't have
Yeah,
to bring your equipment all the time now.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
They got old Logan.
Yeah, and then Logan, you got Logan that do things, so uh, the money be less
Yeah,
if you
Logan.
don't bring equipment.
Logan. He inherited all that stuff from his dad
I see.
and the groups that they were with. Uh, they had, I think it was either C7 or Fox Players, but the DJs. And let's talk about that. There was
Mm-hmm.
a there was a camaraderie between some of those great DJs back in the
Hmm.
day. Is
Hmm.
there camaraderie among the DJs that's been now?
I don't know. I can't speak on that. You know what I mean? Opposed to what the DJs had to say about the other DJs or this, that, blah, blah. I know one thing that and this just me. I think most disc jockeys just basically be protecting their territory when it comes to somebody coming in and taking work
Yeah.
from them. You know what I mean? So that it's just like you don't want nobody to come and steal, what you got, what you done built. You know what I mean? So I think that's basically what it is. They guards be up.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Because
I
as
can
soon,
understand that.
soon as I
I can
got
understand that.
involved in that, I quit, man. You know,
Yeah.
cats coming in there,
Hmm.
man. Yeah, man, just give me $25 in gas money. You ain't got to
Uh-huh.
no more. I said,
Right.
oh man,
Right. Right.
because
Right.
I was up to making a pretty piece of change.
And I feel you on that, Mr. Miles, because now I know, man, we worth way more than what we get,
Right.
and hadn't we had to took that the price that they give us today, we would probably be making more money today, because if we hadn't settled for that small money. You know what I mean? Because the DJ make the party. You can't do a party without a disc jockey.
Man, I
You know what I
didn't
mean?
even
There's no
I didn't
party.
even
That's the most important thing.
I didn't even want them to put my name on the plug unless they was
Hmm.
gonna give me 50 cents a head.
Right.
50 cents.
Exactly.
Sometimes I wanted $1 off of what they was charging on the
Exactly. You know what I mean? So now times is changing. You know what I mean? People's, they settle and then opposed to what
you got
works for them. So
you gonna give me you got 100 you got 1,500 people in land close to 2,000 people and you gonna give me $150? Get out of here.
see what I'm
Especially
saying?
especially after Phil Johnson, in the
Hmm.
V103 set when he spoiled me. Phil Johnson shoot
Right.
750.
Right.
I was
Right.
oh man, shoot. I was
Right.
waiting
Right.
on them New Year's Eve sets,
See what
man.
I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I got most of my big money like from wedding reception, anniversaries, all that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Opposed to the steppers industry. You know what I mean? So you DJing for the stepping community, you just gotta know what you in opposed to what you think you should get. You know what I mean? If you're comfortable with it, oh well, you know what I'm saying? That's up to you. That's your choice.
Andrea
You know.
Brown, good to see you. Jeffrey Shine. My brother Keith, glad to see you. My brother all the way from Dallas. Uh,
Hmm.
good evening, Jerry Palmer, the king of swing out.
Hmm.
So have you done the Texas Boys set before?
Oh yeah. I done
What
Texas
is
boys.
what is that set like?
The Texas boys got a nice set. They always had a nice set. I always wanted to do the Texas boys set from the beginning. They just grew out of nowhere. You know what I mean? They first couple of sets was always decent, but it just got huge to the point where they were selling out 3 and 4 motels. You know what I mean? So who don't want to spend for the Texas boys? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So when I finally got in there, it was like one day I was doing Little Rock. It was kind of weird how it happened. So sometimes it depends on where you end up opposed to what you get. If you're in the right place at the right time, you might be to get something. You know what I mean?
right.
You might be to go somewhere. I was at Little Rock, Arkansas. Tommy came, which is one of the Texas boys, Tommy Smith. He came there. I don't think Devin came that day, but Tommy was there, and I was playing for Little Rock, and Tommy stood by me for about an hour and a half, or almost 2 hours, and sat there and watched me play all that time.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how
Tommy is a DJ by trade too.
right. He's a DJ by trade, so he know what to look for, opposed to
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
he want for his event. He sat there and watched me for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I got a gig out of it. That's how I ended up down in Texas doing Black and Bling, and I've been there ever since. Great party.
So in Chicago, how many gigs you got this new place
Hmm.
uh at the Noble?
Yes.
I mean
Yes.
the renewed place.
Right. It was formerly Dorchester. It's
Okay.
called Noble Entertainment. We are doing now every Tuesday from 6 to 11. $5 admission with a drink ticket. Myself, Miss Mona, Keith C, DJ Keith C. We do it every Tuesday. Great party, great set, great atmosphere. Y'all got to check that out. I'm looking at that to be some. You
That
know,
third that
people.
that Thursday set, right?
No, that's every Tuesday.
Dude, oh
I don't
yeah.
do I don't do Tuesdays. I don't do Thursdays anymore. I was
What?
doing a Thursday set. I was doing a Thursday set at Brownstone, but they
Yeah.
got shut down. They got
Okay,
closed
okay,
down. So I ended
okay,
up over there. I got a call over there and ended up over there. So I started this Tuesday thing over at the Nova Entertainment now.
okay. So I'm gonna have to
Was it?
check that out. I'm gonna get there
Yeah. You
because
never
I
been there since you haven't been there yet since they opened back
haven't
up?
been there.
Yeah, it's a great
But I'm
place.
gonna get
Great
there.
place.
I'm gonna get there. As a matter of fact, I might even get there tomorrow.
Yeah, great place, man. I mean the atmosphere of it, they did a pretty good job on it.
Okay. Well, that's
Mm.
what the old Nimbus.
Nimbus? What you
Yeah,
call Nimbus?
Nimbus.
I ain't never
That was always a club, man.
I
That
never knew that.
place.
I only knew it as a Dorchester. I
Yeah,
went
no,
back there.
that was like that was
Mm.
one of the most fabulous clubs in the city, the
Mm.
Nimbus, man.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it was fabulous up
Mm.
there, man.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it had like it had them titanium JBL tweeters in the ceiling,
See
man.
what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know that sounded good.
Whoa,
I
man.
know that sounded good.
earthquake, JBLs on the floor, man. And the
Mm-hmm.
mids was like in the middle, but them titanium between it. Oh, when you was dancing, you was like, you was
Right,
look,
right, right. Where the music coming from, huh?
yeah, you was looking up at the sky. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Nimbus. I believe that's what they called it, the Nimbus.
Mm-hmm.
See what Tracy. Okay, good. Yeah. She said, yeah, the Nimbus was off the chain. Good. Thank you, Andrea. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the old Nimbus was a great place. Good. Good to
Wow.
see you, Mabel High. Yeah, look, everybody's saying the Nimbus.
The
So
Nimbus, huh?
so one of the things that like blew my mind about playing house and disco music,
Mm-hmm.
clubs was fabulous.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this quick story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and my boys, right? I had got finished with a gig on the south side, and we gonna call ourselves going up north to see if we could find us something to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Messed around and chose up to go up into that warehouse, man. Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
I hated disco music ever
You
since.
didn't like disco music?
No, no,
Wow.
no.
Wow.
I never liked uh I never liked a continuation of up
Right, right.
tempo music.
You
I
want some type of pause in there.
Yeah, I never liked that. I never liked it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't.
Right.
I mean, in life, man, nobody likes the same thing the same way all the time.
Oh no,
And that's
no.
just life, man. So I,
Right.
I said no. Mm-mm. I hated that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if it gets like that, I tolerated it, but I'm not. I ain't got no time to waste like that no more. If
Right.
I can't if I got to get energized, and I
Mm-hmm.
only get energized by walking.
Right.
So
I could tell.
you know, if you
I
don't
could tell.
energize me, I'm gone. Because if I want
Right.
to play fast music, I have to get in my car, and
Right.
and deal, you know,
Right.
and deal with it like that, man. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see what they saying. Here. Nimbus, ladies' night every Wednesday. Oh, okay, Keith.
I
Got,
never heard of the Nimbus, man. That's kind of weird. I might
yeah,
have heard of it, and then yeah,
yeah, that was the old Dorchester, man.
I didn't know that. I only
So
always knew that was Dorchester.
no, man, that was old Dorchester. I think that
Well,
was a
I knew about all the spots out south. I just didn't come as much. You know what I mean? That was a long
It
time
was
ago
really
here
a
too.
hotel. The
Right.
Nimbus was in
See,
it. I think it was a
I
Marriott.
heard. Yeah, I heard of the Nimbus. Right. I have. I just didn't know it was the Dorchester. Since you
Yeah,
just said that, yeah, I have heard of it, but I know it was the Dorchester.
yeah, but because I believe the hotel it was the Marriott. I think
Uh huh.
so. Man, those were back in the days. It was fabulous. It was
Right.
fabulous.
So you never play hip hop music, old school music, or
No, no, I never.
no? So you was more
I
of a
did.
Motown type of person, or
I was always my credo is Dusty's.
Dusty,
Yeah,
yes.
I was a lottie dottie
Mm-hmm.
DJ. Now I would play music to get the party going, but I only did it for about 3 records, and then I was, like, breaking it down. I was getting out of there.
Right,
I worked
right.
for I worked for a lot of the clubs on the South Side and some clubs on the West Side, and
Mm-hmm.
there was no owner of any club that I spun for. They would always tell me, "Ain't nobody buying no drinks, Reggie.
Right.
If they all dancing, ain't nobody buying no drinks." He said, "We can't make no money like that." And
Mm.
when they told me we can't make no money like that, the next
We
thing you
can't pay
know,
you no money.
not only that, but it got switched for me because then the owner started putting me on a bar guarantee.
Right.
Okay, so
No
anything
money
I
now.
got a salary. I got a
Mm-hmm.
salary, but anything over whatever it was on that bar, I
Right.
got 15% of that. So
Right.
I was playing slow records every 4 song, and I was
Uh-huh.
telling I was telling him, get that woman her favorite cocktail, brother. You done danced her, you better take it and call up that
Right. Right.
waitress, get that
That's
girl
right.
what you need.
That's
You know,
right.
I was macking on that because I
Right.
know that cha-ching was gonna come back to me. So hey, I
That's
wasn't
right.
care about no dance floor. I was caring
That's
about
right. That's
that
right.
cash
Even if they offer you a drink, if they
flow.
offer you a drink, you just gonna take it. Yeah, give me
Absolutely,
this.
absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
Because I know that I was getting that back,
Right, you
and
was
that
getting
was
that back, right?
especially at my place when I was on 71st Street, Nico's,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
and then when Mr. Bernard he owned the end of the rainbow, and because I
Hmm.
had I had a what a cantankerous relationship when he fired me every week. You know,
Wow.
he
Wow.
fired me. He'll fire me. We'd fall out on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, he called me and said, "You
Yo.
coming to work?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Hell no. That's a
Yeah,
value.
he fi he he fired me and he said, "You coming to
Hell
work?" I
no.
said, "Yeah," because he loved for me to play because he liked me to play his
Wow.
whispers and stuff like that towards the end of the night. But that's the first thing he'd say. He'd come back. He
Wow.
said, "Reggie, I ain't making no money with everybody dancing like that.
Wow. Wow.
So ain't
Wow.
nobody buying no drinks." So, but it's
Wow.
not like that with these events now, because it's
Right.
not like that. It's a different type of thing. So
Hmm.
I always had a healthy rotation of playing walking
Right.
music. It was like
Right.
clockwork to me. If
Right.
it's like 60, it's 60 minutes in an hour, right?
Right.
So I'm figuring on the stepping scene that a good blend will be, I'm gonna call it 48-12. You're going to
Hmm.
play 48 minutes of your mixed
Hmm.
tempo and stuff like that with the stepping.
Right.
But
Right.
guarantee every hour,
Speed.
give me
Every
12.
hour. Every
Give me
hour at least.
12.
Yeah. I
Just
could.
give me
That's pretty reasonable. I mean,
12.
you got to give it to them. That's
Yeah,
pretty
just
reasonable.
give me 12. See,
Hmm.
because people ain't gonna walk until they see other folks walking.
But you know what I thought of though, Reg? It was like I thought of just doing just the I don't know, I think somebody tried it before to just do just a walking segment set only, just walking music all night long, nothing but walking music. But then it's like you got to think about it because you will have to maybe capture just couples mostly. I don't know if you get a whole lot of single peoples coming in there, because it's an intimate dance. You understand what I'm saying?
Not
Uh,
true, Phil. But we're gonna
it's,
talk about and we're gonna
So
talk about
okay, well, I'm well. That's just my opinion, then.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because because like you just saying, you hugging up, and you might even throw a grind in there every now and
Nope,
then.
nope, nope. That never happened. That never
Maybe
happened.
not, maybe not you,
Okay. Yeah,
maybe
but
not
that
you,
never happened. That never
but
happens
you
in the walk.
know,
That
right,
happens in the slow dance.
right,
So let's go. Let's do this history. Okay, in the Motown era, in the late '60s, okay, going into the early '70s, during the basement parties, that's when we was grinding and being nasty, putting the girls on the wall and stuff. That's when
uh-huh,
that was. I mean, I was
uh-huh,
13, 14, 15, and
right,
16. But when I got
uh-huh,
17 and 18, I'm growing up out of that.
uh-huh.
And
Wow,
because
wow,
you couldn't do
wow,
that.
uh-huh,
You couldn't do that when
uh-huh,
you was in high school and doing all that kind of stuff. And so going
right,
into those sets, Black Mary and them sets like that, that was
uh-huh,
unheard of. You're
right,
not doing that. You had to
right.
walk.
True that. Uh-huh,
You had to walk. But yeah, and I do understand that and I was just talking with somebody about that today. The
uh-huh,
misnomer that walking is intimate. Now, and
uh-huh,
with me, with my dance, I never go up on a woman with my body straight up to hers. I'm always angling. I'm
right,
giving her a
right,
shoulder,
right.
so it's always you could always see the distance between me and the woman. The lower extremities or the lower parts of the body, I never
Mm-hmm.
touch with a girl.
Right.
But I can.
Well,
I go ahead.
let me ask you this: do you think that a married couple should be able to walk outside of their marriage with somebody else than opposed to their mate?
Okay.
Do you think that's
If they
what you think about that?
if they deal with that, yes. If the married couple wants to stay together with each other, that's fine. Because as for me, I could even name this. Valerie Simons, you know Lil Val, right?
Yes.
I've been knowing Val for 40 years or more. I've never
Hmm.
walked with her. I've
Hmm.
never walked with her because I'm good friends with Lester.
Right. So you
I
know to respect that.
I won't even think about doing that.
Hmm.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Right. Right.
Period. I'll never
Right.
do that because it's certain things that players or gentlemen that they supposed to do on the set that you never cross that line, man.
Right.
If I know you even talking to a girl, if I know
Hmm.
that a dude has a certain relationship with a girl, I'm not gonna even look at
Right.
that woman.
Right. Right.
Because first of all, I'm pissed off she didn't choose me.
So do you think every individual think the way you think?
No, no, they don't. That's what they don't. But that's why, see, if I go to classifying the different styles of brothers on there, I get in trouble. See, because
Right.
a lot of cats think they all that, but they ain't really all of that, you know. So
And that's where Walker come in at. That's a come up
well,
for most guys.
I guess so. But see,
Hmm.
it's like it's like one dude, right?
Hmm.
When we was young, dude, you was a mark. Just because you know how to do the 8 count now, you still a mark. You
Yeah. No. Wow.
you're still a mark to me, man. You know,
Wow.
I knew you wouldn't, you couldn't, you understand. So I knew
Right.
you wouldn't want you ain't never been no dancer. Just cause you
Wow.
learned how to do a few spins and turns, that don't make you no dancer.
Right. Right.
It's other things in the game that makes you,
Hmm.
you know, dance. And let me see, hold
Right.
on. What Mabel says, she says, my husband don't step or walk, but I don't walk with another man neither. So that's good. But let me
Hmm.
tell you, on the other hand, there have been husbands that have told me to walk with their wives.
I believe that. I can believe that.
Reggie, go get my wife.
I can believe that.
I won't dance with a married woman when she comes to me and I know
Hmm.
she married. The first thing that I'm going to say to her is, "Where's your husband?
Hmm.
Is it all right with him?"
Right.
And I'm not going to
Right.
say, "Did you clear it with him?" I'm going to say,
Right.
"Let me ask him."
Right.
I want to do the asking
Right.
on
That's a
that.
respectable thing to do.
Hey, I want to do the asking. Man, I
Right.
uh chord in the Majestic Gents when he got married to to Miss Scott Ticina.
Hmm.
I didn't even know they had got married. You know, I had missed that. And
Hmm.
I was at the set and I danced with her, man, and I was throwing down. I went and told Adway. I told Adway, I say, man, I said, Adway, I just got down. I was tearing up. Did you see me dance? He say, man, that's Ford's wife. I say, what?
Wow.
Listen, I felt so bad that when I saw Cord, I went to Heroes and I saw him. I say, man, I got to apologize to you. He said, what for? I say, man, I danced with your wife and I didn't even ask you. And ever since then, me and that man been like that.
Hmm.
And I will. And he told me I was coming in the visions. And he
Right.
told me I was coming in, he was going out. He said, Reggie, go in there and walk with my wife. He said, when I come back in
Hmm.
there, I want to see you walking with my wife.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
Chester the molester. I'm not a
well, I
violator.
mean, he had to trust you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
In order for him to do that, you know what I'm saying? He's like, well, you know, this ain't Bobby Womack, man. Bobby Womack was like, yeah,
Yeah,
looking
what
across
you
his.
Woo.
Wow, the closest man to you, boy. I'm talking about get you.
Yeah, I mean, but that's always and that's
Right,
always the danger that's going on in the game. If I know the lady is married, they should not
right,
ask her to walk with them. There's a
right.
whole lot of
True that.
single, and I
Right,
agree with you.
right,
I
right.
agree with you. And
Mm-hmm,
then one exception with that, Ambassador, great point, was when I on Friday at Peace and them set,
mm-hmm,
uh Jackie Day, I was looking to dance with somebody else. And she saw me. And soon as she came out, first thing I asked her was her husband, is your husband there? And then I went on and danced with her. It took me a minute. Then like Sunday, I'm looking, her husband was there. Is it, I'm not there. I said, is it okay? She said, all right. And we went on and danced. But that's the only way that I'm going to do that. But any other time, even if I know that a guy is going with a certain sister, I ain't even looking our way. You're right, Ambassador, because there's plenty of women out here that's single.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
All right. And here you go. And here's Andrea. She said, well, I have walked with many married individuals. I know their wives, have known them for years. Well, that's what we do, Andrea. And the same for them. They knew who I was with. But that's only because I have known them for years, which is true. So this is what this, and that really bothers me about when people say, well, I'm walking, it's too intimate. No, because the way it's executed, you're not all up on the woman like that. When you
if you execute,
if
you execute.
All right, Andrea said it's just certain people you know who to walk with. That's true as well. That's true as well. And so the one thing though, and when I first came out and I heard on the set that people were saying that the reason why that they not walking, because number one, they thought it was a couples dance.
Right.
Number two, it's too intimate. Then the third one is it ain't enough walkers on. It ain't enough guys on, and all of that is true. I agree with all of that. Because number one, they weren't teaching it in the classes.
Right.
And the way
that's a good feel.
And
that's a good feel. Start teaching it. Sorry.
Right. That's okay. And the way they was and the way they got the classes structured, they was all just playing up-tempo music. They was just playing one beat to teach the people to dance. They wasn't showing them no variations. Well, Reggie, you gonna walk with okay, all right. Agree with you. Walking is not a slow dance. That's right. Jeffrey Shine. Walking is just that, not making love in the set. That's right. Yeah. And this is the thing though. It's more shenanigans going on stepping than it ever was walking.
Yep.
You know, you got these women fighting over guys because they getting the 8 count and the 6 count. You got women losing their mind. You know, fighting over dudes, fighting in the parking lot, in the bathrooms. So, and then y'all talking about the intimacy what's going on with walking, right? Get out of my face with that, man. But it's always been, that's what trips me. I ain't nothing new under the sun. It's always gonna be shenanigans.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Cause we people, right?
We people's right, exactly.
You know, it's always gonna be some stuff. So what's the issue?
True that.
I want to hear 48-12. I'll just take that. If I get 12 minutes an hour, I'm good. Because then in that 12 minutes, 24 of those 48 minutes, I'll sit down. I think one of the things that I really like is to for the guy, when I've been sitting down trying to calculate when the guy is getting ready to play walking music. And then who I want to dance with, I want to make sure that I step with her on that last song, so then we can go right into the walk song. You know, to try to get like 4 or 5 songs out of her, dominate her.
But
go ahead.
Do you dance to up-tempo music at all? Maybe some, not really.
Sometimes. I mean,
so that's gonna be kind of hard for you because most people that play their last song, it'd be an up-tempo music, then straight into walkers.
But see, the only key to that now is like, and then me and Dee, we was like, me and some of the other cats was sitting around. We wait because y'all gotta have it to say, and walkers get ready.
Right. Yeah. So do.
When y'all say walkers get ready, what?
And I think the reason why we do that because some of us just don't want to see y'all walk out the door. Because
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So if they don't hear that, there's a possibility they might get up and walk out the door. We like,
man,
well,
we
so we
gone.
just trying to let y'all know we ain't forgot about y'all. Y'all coming up. You know what I
Man,
mean? So I think that's one reason why they say that. You know what I mean?
this,
Walkers
this
get ready.
I was in the vision. I was in the other side of the room. I was standing in the little corridor, going in the bathroom. I said, "Walkers, get ready."
Mm.
What?
See what I'm saying? See?
I went
See
on.
exactly.
I went on and
They,
ran back over there to the other side because
mm,
walking music at the set, and this is what really hurts, man. They're playing more. They are being more receptive to playing walking music in other places across the country than they are
mm.
eh, than we are in our own town. And
Do you think so?
man,
Do
I've
how you
seen it.
think?
I've seen it. I've
I
seen.
haven't think that. Man.
I've
Mm.
seen it. It's only with certain DJs that don't
Right,
have that don't happen. So I ain't mentioning
right,
no name.
right, right,
But
right.
mm-mm.
I
but
haven't saw that. I thought the Mecca was like for walkers.
I wish. I wish.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get some of the DJs in Chicago. It's like doing a root canal, man. You know,
Hmm.
the only
Right.
time the only time where it's going to be done is at Cheryl and them set. But any
Hmm.
other time, it's like you doing a root canal, man. You got to
Man.
you got to catch
Sure,
sit.
them said you can play 5 walkers in a row. It's gonna be packed. You can play 4 walkers in a row. And sure said the floor gonna be packed. It ain't nothing in there but walkers. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
Then you can come back with dance music.
so here's the ambassador. He says, I like talking on the mic and interacting with my people. So when you say that, then you're really not a DJ, uh, Ambassador Kevin Nevels. You're not a DJ. You're being a personality. That's
Mm-hmm.
what a personality does. DJs just play the music, but a personality talks on the mic, interacting with his people. Well, how you know, Reggie? I did it 40 years. Even I taught it. So that's the truth. So there's a difference between a DJ and a personality. Well, see, I guess under the new what definition of a DJ is, I guess that's what you can call yourself. But as a professional communicator, there is a difference between being a personality and a DJ. Okay. Because personalities talk, DJs don't. They just play the music. Okay. Herb Kent is a personality. Ramonski Love is a personality. Sam Chadman is a personality. Anybody that's on that mic and can command the crowd through the microphone, they personalities. And that's not something that you can come up and, in 6 or 7 months, call yourself doing that. That's a craft that takes years to develop. Because this is not too many people can pick up a plugger and just read it right off the top. They can't do it. It takes time. It's a lot of people try it, but it's okay. So what do you see yourself as, DJ Bell?
Uh, I don't do a whole lot of talking. I never did. It was pretty much said that I need to do a little bit more talking.
Okay.
Uh, I think the less talking to me I do, I can concentrate a little bit more better. What I'm saying, me talking and DJing at the same time kind of take me off my focus because you not only just that, you got people's coming up, they shaking your hands, they hugging you, they talking to you. Concentrating is kind of hard. What I'm saying, opposed to a disc jockey to me got a hard job. You got to be almost multitasking in doing certain things, because you're doing so many things at once. You can get you can get off focus real quick. And you can forget your next song just like that because of that reason. You know what I mean? Uh, Talking on the microphone was something that I never really done a whole lot, but I was told that I need to do a little bit more talking.
Yeah, yeah, because that's how people like the DJs, in the glory days of radio. They liked them
Hmm.
because of what they heard. In
Right.
order for you to get a job in radio, you had to have a certain voice, Herb Kent.
Well, right. Most people had their voices, like the
Right.
homeless man they got. Remember the homeless man they got off
Yeah,
the street
yeah,
had that
yeah,
voice,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and he got all that money, and he didn't want to do that job no more. They
yeah.
gave him all that money.
I
The
got you
voice.
now, Kevin Nevels, by saying I am a personality on WZON radio. I got that. I,
Right.
I know what you're
Right.
saying. I got your point now, and I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I agree. So,
Mm-hmm.
he has his station. I have my station too.
Right.
But the personality by definition is what you said. It's one that interacts with the audience.
Right. Most disc jockeys, and I'm gonna speak on. I guess I wouldn't say uh, steppers DJ. Because most people are labeled as just steppers DJs. You got some that's labeled as hip hop DJs. Some are versatile, and you know what I'm saying. But to me, the hip hop DJs are more likely to they microphone is. You know what I'm saying, to get the people's into it. You know what I mean, more than just you
Uh,
know what I'm saying.
uh,
That's how
uh,
they get the people's in the flow of the
uh-huh,
party on the
uh-huh.
mic. Uh, I never really
MCs, MCs. I got you.
right exactly. So to each his own. I don't know how they
I
pursue
got
it, but I mean,
I got you. That was one of the
yeah,
reasons. That was one. I was cool as long as I could talk to the crowd.
uh
Uh,
huh,
but when the technologies changed and then
uh
cats went into that house style, man, I hated
huh.
that. Man, I hated
The
house.
house style. You hate a house?
Jack, 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 the bod, Jack, 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 the bod. I hated that, man. I hated it.
But
But
I
I
know one thing.
I
Back in the
could
days,
do it
man.
though. I
Back in
could
the
do it.
days, they would never play a house song in a stepper set. You don't remember that, do you? They
Well,
would never. Back in the days, they would never play a stepper song. I mean, they would never play a house song in a stepper set. That
okay,
just came.
okay. Let me put you in on a little bit of history. Okay. There's a song by Frankie Knuckles
Hmm.
called "It's Hard Sometimes."
Uh huh.
I used to play the dub version at a
Uh
step
huh.
of
Hmm.
doom, 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 ba doom, doom, doom.
Hmm.
I used to play that all the time. And that was
Hmm.
straight up a house song.
House song.
Yeah. It's hard
Hmm.
sometimes. The dub
Right.
version by Frankie Knuckles. And
Right.
this was in 1990, 1991. I
Hmm.
played that. And also, I played the instrumental version at a step of set. Oh, hip hop parade! Oh, hey!
Wow.
I played that too. So we were
Hmm.
progressive back in that day, but I only did that just before I was getting ready to do the intermission. Dun, dun,
Mm.
dun, dun,
Right, right, right,
dun.
right,
Hit
right,
that, and then after that,
right.
I hit I'd hit Matty B time. You know,
Hmm.
you know what Matty
Right,
B
right,
time is, right?
right,
You
right, right,
go on
right.
and do them line dances, and then after that,
Hmm.
I'm going straight into some walkers, and then
Hmm.
start to cycle over.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is one thing that trips me out, and I think Ambassador he might be able to say something on this too. But look, cat is playing, he doing his thing, and he done played an hour and 45 minutes
Right.
of up tempo music.
Uh-huh.
And so after he getting to his 2 hours, right? He getting at his 2 hours, and the next cat gonna come behind him, and he gonna try to keep the energy way up there.
Hmm.
And then it'll be another 45 minutes for a walking song is played. You
Right.
know when I'm gonna tell you, man, when you did that white party,
Hmm.
I was so glad I walked in at the white party that summer. But you can't.
Yeah. At Tinley Park.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
hit it. I say, oh man, I was in heaven because I didn't
Right.
hear no more until 2 hours and 15 minutes later, and I
Wow.
was done.
You was
I,
count? You
yeah,
count?
I
Yeah,
was,
yeah, you
I,
counted. You
I,
counted.
I was done. I was done.
Wow.
And why don't DJs compliment one another when they playing music? Why
I
don't you?
think I
What?
think they do. I think they do. I
Wait a
think it
minute. Wait, hold
depends
on, hold on,
on.
hold on. Tell me how you can compliment one another playing in the same tempos and stuff like that. Help me.
But
And let me.
it depends. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it depends on who you are. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to who they compliment. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I can't say who is who and what is what, but
Right, right, right.
you know what I'm saying? It could be your buddy, your friend, or something. You're definitely gonna give a compliment, even if you think he's not doing good. You know what I'm saying? But they do compliment each other. I say that much. Not
Oh,
all, but some do.
all right. Here you go. All right. So Tracy asked me, "What's your thought, Mr. Miles, about playing house music at a stepper set?" Just asking. Uh, I don't want to hear it. All right. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Okay, because number one, a stepper set for me is a social partner dance set.
Mhm.
When you are playing house music, you do not have to know how to dance. And that to me is an oxymoron
Mhm.
because when you're a stepper at a stepper set, you need to know how to dance. When you playing house music, all you got to do is this: be a zombie. You ain't got to know how to do
Wow.
no dancing, but at a stepper set, you got to dance. It's a lot
Wow.
of people from the house community that they can't dance come into the stepper set and they want to bring that zombieism with them.
But you don't think you should give them something too as well? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
at the end of
You
the
gotta
set,
give
when
them.
you get at the end of
You,
the
you,
set, when you're getting
you
ready
gotta
to
give it to
close
them.
out,
Mhm.
because and
That's pretty
this,
much when they get it. That's pretty much when they get it at the
and
end.
I'm good with that because let me ask you a question. We're at one of they sets, are they gonna ever give us something?
No, because you ain't gonna go over there. You're not going over there to the set.
So why do I have to be accommodating?
Mhm.
Because they ain't gonna never give me nothing.
But I think you basically just thinking about you individually. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about the other individuals too as well. You know what I'm saying? Because when you talk about this game, so you just a Walker's person. You know what I mean? Which is cool. So to each his own. You know what I mean? So what you got to do is you got to accommodate, everybody to the best of your knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just me, my thinking of what I think.
But not to the
You know what I mean? That's
magnitude that
that's why when
you
you
put
come in there,
me
I look
on.
out for you as well. I'll be like,
Right.
I don't want to not look out for you because you don't think that it shouldn't be played. So you just like you a customer too as well when you come in them parties, opposed to them people that come to the party that don't step and they want to hear some line dancing or maybe some house music.
Well,
So I try to accommodate whoever, say whoever's in there to the best of my knowledge. That's
okay,
just me.
it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. So
Mhm.
if you put it in strategically, I can be accepting of it.
Mhm.
But you asking a lot of me to
Mhm.
to listen to you play
Mhm.
2 hours of up tempo stepping music, and I can
Right.
step. I ain't no slouch,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And then for me to get what I want, I gotta wait 2 hours and 15 minutes to get what I
I
want.
think 2 hours too long. I think it's too long. I wouldn't do 2 hours. 2 hours is too long to maybe give you, what I'm saying, what you want. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But that's just but it's the disc jockey need to know when he need to do certain things. That's on the
woo.
disc jockey.
So, that's just and I've seen it. And it's always an excuse not to play walking music as opposed
Hmm.
to accommodating somebody. It's
Hmm.
always an excuse. Oh man, ain't no
Right,
couples
right,
in here. Oh, this
right,
and
right,
it was always
right,
an excuse not to do it as
right, right,
opposed to doing it.
right,
So
right,
but yet,
right,
I gotta come
right,
in there and wait
right.
2 hours. I gotta wait
Right,
2 hours to get 6 minutes, and then on some cases, some
right,
of the
right,
cats gonna cut the song in half.
right. Cause the walking ain't that long, like you say. So it's they get 3, 4 songs. That ain't nothing to really eliminate, opposed to what I'm saying, the 2 or the hour. You know what I mean? That they're
Okay,
giving the steppers.
all right. So Cameo, Feel Me, 5 minute song. I haven't heard that. What's the
Hmm.
use in the truth by Major Harris? I hear
Hmm.
that sometimes, but then they gonna
Right,
cut it.
right.
Love
Cause it's a
don't,
long song.
yeah, but that don't make no difference.
That don't make no difference. You got to play the song, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And listen, I done heard 3 minute walking songs on set cut in half by some of the DJ. Oh
Right,
man,
right, right,
what's going on?
right,
You don't
right.
mix, you don't mix walking songs
Hmm.
because and that only comes from the fact that the walking culture is not understood. See, if you come from a culture where you've always been cutting songs, you're gonna think that's cool to cut every song.
Hmm.
You know
Right,
that
right,
when you
right.
get to that bridge, when you feel like you're gonna be at that bridge, shoo, you're gonna
Hmm.
cut it. Not
Hmm.
cool. Because sometimes the last part of the walking song, a brother might be trying to mac.
Right,
He might be trying to sting this woman on, on that
right,
last
right,
part, on that last
right,
verse that he know that he getting that
right,
he get, and the dude cut it.
right, right, right. I think funny you should say that, right? Because you said something to me once before. I was at the 50-yard line. You probably don't remember, and I was playing this song. I can't remember what the song was, but it was it One Light, Two Light, something like that? It might have
Yeah,
been.
okay,
And I
satisfaction.
and
Go ahead.
right, and then the it might have been that, but at the end of the song, the good part, I literally I didn't put it on another song. I just started it over. And you
Yeah.
was like, you cut the best part of the song. You really you really balled me out with that one. I remember that like yesterday. And so I'm saying to myself, it sounded so good. I wanted to replay it. But you was over there into this groove where you was like, you was literally
Man,
all into it. It's like,
man.
do you remember that? You was at the
Yes.
50-yard line. You literally got on me about that. I remember that like yesterday.
Well, yeah, cause in that One Light, Two Light by the Satisfactions, when the boy
uh,
said, "We fell in love by chance," on that last verse, that's it, man. Cause
right,
it's
right, right. Uh,
but that's
uh-huh.
but that's just in understanding
Right, right, right,
what
right.
the
True
music
that.
is about. And
Right.
I
You
can't
learn.
expect cats that didn't come from that era
Uh-huh.
to understand that era if I ain't rap to them and let them know that what this is when this song is played this way. See,
Hmm.
because that was one thing about me. I had Sam Chapman, Willie Cox, Gerald Jones, some of
Right.
the great West Side DJs, Billy
Uh-huh.
D,
Right.
Godfather J. You
Uh-huh.
understand? I had some of these cats to, mentor me and pull me to the side and let me know what this music was. Damon the
Right, right, right,
and we used to talk about the cuts.
right.
I don't know if we talk. It seemed like the cats are so secretive now about
Yeah,
what
it's
they
it's
doing.
different now.
Yeah, what they doing with these cuts. How many remixes have you made?
Me, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly. I can't say.
But which one is your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite, to be honest with you, because
You didn't do that, me and
all
Miss Jones, did you?
no, that was
Oh,
Tony Lane. Yeah,
oh yeah. Ooh.
yeah, that was Tony Lane. No, I didn't do that one. But I don't
That
have a
was a
favorite. I
walking
don't
cut.
have a huh?
That was a walking cut.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but this is different. It's more of an up tempo type of.
Ooh.
It's a little bit more faster.
Ooh.
They actually love that song, man. You know what I mean? I took that song. between me and you, Red, I took that song across country before anybody was even playing that song. You hear me? I was one of the first ones really put that song out there, even though Tony made it. I blew that song to the roof, and they
Yeah,
was loving that song. You hear what I'm saying? They was loving
yeah.
that song. I'm talking. It was like that song was like, whew, man. That was a good job done there. Tony did a good job on that. I
That
do
was
got to give him that. They
that
love
was
that song,
that
man.
was a hell of a job. But
Hell of a job.
when the women's eyes light up on that song and they looking,
Uh-huh.
shit, you better
Right,
go dance
right.
to some. I was first time I took.
When I first played that song, man, I'm talking about they snapped on that song. You hear me? Let me get that. Who made that? I like that, but it's
Oh,
about the peoples to me. You understand what I'm saying? If the peoples like it, then I love it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? If they don't, then I delete it. Just
yeah.
like that.
And then one of the other remixes that boy, that really got to me was the one with David Ruffin,
David Ruffin.
Smiling Faces. That Smiling Faces remix.
Right. I don't know who made that,
Yeah, oh
but
man,
I kind of liked it that too when they first made that.
man.
Uh, you know, that was
It had,
pretty tight. I didn't get that till later.
it got to the point that I would leave when they would start playing it. So
You didn't like it, huh?
I mean, I liked it, but they played it too much for me.
Oh yeah,
And
they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. It remind me of WGCI or VOB1 or whatever. Whatever. When they play a song, they're gonna continue. They play that song like so much where you just don't want to hear it no more. So that cycle was now it's coming back around again. When these DJs get these songs, every DJ in the city gonna play this song. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna play it to the point where, like you say, you're gonna get tired of hearing it. And that song going, like the classics, they've been around forever, no matter how long you play them. You know what I'm saying? And they still love classic music. You know what I'm saying? But certain songs, if you just play them too much, they fade away. But the classics don't never fade away. Never.
that
To me.
that sometimes beat that was
Uh-huh.
on Stephanie Mills. Sometimes they put that
Uh-huh.
same beat on Home. I say, oh,
Well, E.T. did that.
oh
that was
God.
a that was a that was a different version.
Yeah. I say, oh
That
God.
was a different version. That ain't even the original version of what
Yeah,
Holmes was like. Because I
yeah,
took that record to the roof too. You know what I'm saying? That was a different version of what E.T. did. So that's
yeah.
probably, I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I mean some of the stuff, some of the
It was two
behind the
different
scenes
versions.
stuff. Yeah, okay.
That was a different version of what E.T. did. He made his own copy of it. But then
What's
again, to each his own. If they like it, I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, that's saying a lot of things about the song. But as long as listen, all right,
Yeah.
and this is how I compromise with it.
Hmm.
If you play 48 minutes of that, that's cool. If you give me 12 minutes of walking, I'll be satisfied.
Right.
Just
Right.
just I
That's
and
right.
I think if I was
That's
spinning
right.
right, and if I
Right.
know that you coming out hot, if I know you coming out hot, first thing I'm gonna play is some walking music. That's
Hmm.
the first thing I'm gonna play.
Right. Right.
And if I'm working with somebody and they won't, first thing I'm asking, well, how you gonna come out? Well, I'm gonna come out hot. Well, the first thing I'm gonna be ready to do is come out with a killer walker,
Hmm.
just so the room can cool off.
Hmm.
People can get a breather. Cause quiet as kept, man. The worst thing in the world is to be dancing with somebody that's soaking wet.
Oh yeah, they talk about that a lot. They definitely talk about that a lot. The women don't like to dance with a wet guy or a wet woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
talk about that a lot.
and then I'm like, well, why not the DJs compliment one another? If this one cat is gonna go out hot, if you know he gonna go out hot, why
Hmm.
don't you play some walking music?
Hmm.
You could do 10 minutes right there, 8
Hmm.
minutes, or you could break it up into 6, and
Right.
then come back before you getting ready to go out again, do 2 more, and then you done
Right.
did your 4.
Right. So you basically saying that most of the disc jockeys don't know when to go in and when to come out,
That's
opposed
right.
to You know what I'm saying?
Or they've no, they or they've just adapted the style that they came from and bringing
right.
it in the stepping community. If you came from
Mm-hmm.
house, if you came from house, that's all you really know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a leopard can't change his spots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you do, a
Right.
leopard can't change the spot. If all you know is to play continuous fast music all the time, you're gonna have a hard time playing walking music.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about that. The only way you can counter that is studying it. So
Right.
that means you have to be willing to go
So
listen
so
to somebody else.
well
Go ahead.
maybe most disc jockeys haven't studied walking music opposed to even knowing not to play it. That could be the situation too as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So scripture say studied. Oh, I can't even say scripture because I cussed. Go ahead.
Wow. Wow. I say to each his own, man. I give all the disc jockeys they ups. You know what I'm saying? Uh, whatever they do is okay. Opposed to, I guess they doing their best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Lawrence, I like what you said, but I can't put that up there. I appreciate you.
Uh,
I appreciate what you said, Lawrence, but I
uh,
ain't gonna,
uh,
I'm gonna
no
deal.
disc, no disc
Yeah,
jockey is the same. Everybody got their own version of what they, how they need to play. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And
Mhm,
that's what I appreciate most is that, and I want to see cats, come into their own, doing their own thing,
mhm.
playing this music. All right, Vell, is there any
Yes,
questions
sir.
you want to ask me? Because
Uh,
we done
yeah,
did
we
this thing.
roll
We
2 hours, man.
yeah,
I ain't know. I thought I was gonna be out here 15, 20 minutes, man. Mess around with you. Well, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? For having me on this conversation, man. Much love to you. Uh, I think what you're doing, man, is a good thing because whatever you want to do for yourself, man, is great. You know what I mean? It'd be great if they do bring walking back, but don't puzzle your brain with it, man. If you can't get these guys to do what you think they need to do,
yeah. Well,
because it's gonna be totally up to them. Keep walking alive, man, the best you can. You're doing a good job. So they pretty much kind of listening to you somewhat. You know what I mean? Because they playing walking a little bit more than what they usually do.
listen, Rome wasn't built in a day, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna carry it. I'm gonna carry it till the last breath.
I
You know,
already know it. Gee, that record won't let down. What they call that record? I
yeah,
won't. What they call that record?
uh,
Uh, I won't let down or something like that. I
yeah.
won't
I'm
stop
trying.
now. So
Oh yeah, ain't no
I,
stopping us now.
no, I bet you never know the name of the song, man. I won't back down.
Oh yeah, I won't back down.
That's you.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna back down. You
no,
pretty much said that.
not when it comes to walking. And it was
Right. You pretty much said that.
uh, with Lawrence, it's like I picked up the banner that
Uh-huh.
Lawrence Jones when
Mhm.
he related to me because I mean I was baffled, man. Why these cats not playing no walking music? And
Mhm.
I based it all on the fact that it was a sister, it was a woman. Hold on one second.
Mhm.
It was a sister that was uh I had not seen in years. And she came on the set. And the last thing I remember about being with that sister was holding her in my arms, walking,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I couldn't get a chance to do it. 'Cause the
Wow.
DJ, when I went up to
Deep.
the DJ and I can I get a walker song? He looked at me and said, "Man, don't you see my floor?" I say, "Oh."
Wow.
And so right after that, when then I talked to Lawrence and I picked
Uh,
up the banner, that was it. Keep
right.
walking alive. That was it.
Right.
Keep walking
Right. He
alive.
never did play it. He never did play.
Oh, heck no. Heck
Uh,
no. Cause that was when that was and I call that the stuck on stupid era. with the
Uh-huh.
DJs, because they would
Uh,
just gonna play what they wanted to play, or what they perceived what they needed to play. And it was
mm-hmm.
only because the DJs, and I understand the DJs didn't know the early stepping culture. They only
Mm,
knew the culture of what the
right.
instructors was doing in the classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I take this back to some of the instructors that was teaching, in these classes, they never varied the style of music that was there. They always kept the music one way so they
Right.
could do
Right.
the count and however they was teaching. And
Mm-hmm.
so quite naturally, the students, when they come out of the classes, what do they expect to hear? The set music to be played the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So the culture was being buried, and the DJs they didn't know no difference. They thinking they doing the right thing.
Right.
They
Right.
thinking they doing the right thing, but the whole thing was like messed up. It was
Mm-hmm.
jumbled up. The culture, because the culture was never shared, and the culture was never told. It was
Mm-hmm.
just the important thing came about what the
Right.
instructors were saying. But now
Right.
the instructors are now 20 years older than what they were. And
Mm-hmm.
so they slowing down. you
Right.
know,
Right. True that. True that.
and so walking has to come back into the thing. And so the
Mm-hmm.
old guys, we we already know what it is. We happy. A broken clock is right twice a day. So what goes around is coming back around to walking, whether people want to like it or not. It's coming back around because the
Right.
people that was younger, they older now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just like the clothes.
your knees ain't gonna hold. You're gonna have your body parts and stuff. You ain't gonna listen. Father Time is undefeated,
Right.
and you're gonna have to slow your game down. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine? Can you imagine seeing a hip hop artist? He's 75 years old on stage with a mic cussing.
Right. 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 Right.
When do we grow up? That's
Mm-hmm.
all I'm saying. When do we change? Just like most DJs from other genres, after they run the term limit in that genre, guess where they come? To stepping.
Mm-hmm.
They come in to stepping. And the first thing that they want to do is bring the baggage from their previous genre into stepping. When it's two
Mm-hmm.
different things. Come in first, learn what we do here. And then whatever tricks of the trade that you got from where you was, you try to add it in what we do. Now, okay, now what is this thing? And then we can quit. What is
Mm-hmm.
this thing? What is your thing on this no old ass will be played?
Well, I
What
ain't got
was
no comment. I don't have any comment on that, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna get into it, get off into that. You know what I'm saying? So who's me to say?
So but and what tripped me out about that was, I mean, I understand the idea, I understand the marketing and all of that, but I'm trying to figure out, when was new music not played in the stepping culture? It was always
Mm-hmm.
a mixture of the music.
Mm-hmm.
We was always breaking new songs
Mm-hmm.
and playing the classics. We used the classics to set up
Mm-hmm.
the new song. So I was trying to figure out what's going on. Now, I'm not gonna ever dance off a song that's talking about beat that woman in the head with a bat
Wow.
or slap her in the
Mm-hmm.
face while you're doing it this way too. I'm not with that. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
the beat is. If it's going to be
Right.
degrading to my
Right.
queen, I can't dance off of that. I
Right.
can't dance. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I can't dance off of a song that's going to uh degrade a woman, calling her by either a garden tool or referring to her as a female dog. I can't
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
My manhood won't allow me to do that. 99% of all great stepping music is about love and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about a bunch of gangbangers doing a drive-by on 55th Street,
Mm-hmm.
or cats doing a drug deal, whatever. I think that's a disgrace to the ancestors who created the social partner dance for us, because we dance together uh, to fall on each other because of the
Mm-hmm.
oppression that we was feeling in life. You got to read this book called Jukin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring it out next week. But Vell,
Mm-hmm.
you was great, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You know what I mean, for having a brother. You know what I mean. It's always be. You know, it's always good to be acknowledged. You know what I mean. So, you know, I
But
met a lot of peoples, man. I
you
met a lot of
my
peoples,
man now.
and
You you in that Calvin status now. Because
yeah, I love Calvin, man. Calvin, a good guy, man. He always have been.
if I
Uh,
have a set, it's gonna be you and Calvin.
hmm.
Hands down. You know,
Right.
hands
I love
down.
Calvin.
Because Calvin gonna play. He gonna do his thing. He gonna play
Yeah,
some great music. But
that's
Calvin
right.
gonna play some. He gonna play some walking music,
That's right.
and you do
That's
the
right.
same way. So
Hmm.
that's how it is. So
Hmm.
I respect and honor that from
Yeah, I
guys that
appreciate
know
that.
how to mix it up. Never understood why walking wasn't on the set when I came back in the 2000s in my 50s. I grew up walking about.
Hmm.
That's right. I'm almost 64.
Hmm.
Listen, I never understood that either, but I think it was because of that song. And that song is 20 years old. That era is 20 years old today.
Hmm.
The remix of
Yeah. Well, you good with your numbers, man. I ain't good with numbers, man. I can't remember no
Yeah,
years, and
that
all
came out
that.
in 2000. That remix, it was originally made in 2002, but the
Hmm.
remix came out in 2003.
Hmm.
And that's what when the people started doing that dance and going across the country, and it made him a
Hmm.
hit. That's how it
Right.
was.
Right. Right.
Appreciate you,
Hmm.
man, because my wife is
Yes,
about
sir.
to kill me. I mean, not
All
my
right.
wife, my daughter.
I Yeah. I just want to say, man, don't forget a brother. We do every Tuesday down here at the Nova Entertainment, the Old Dorchester, every Tuesday from 6 o'clock to 11. And don't forget our pre-New Year's Eve camouflage party, also at Global Entertainment, which would be day before New Year's Eve, December 30th, $10 all night.
30
Camouflage.
30 years from now, when somebody listens to this bill, they better not be trying to come to that party.
Right, right. 2023, going
There
into
you
24. There you go. You're right. Because that's how I used to. You're right though. They used to do the pluggers like that back in the days. They put the date, but they would never put the year.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
got pluggers like they did that back in the days. Got a
Yeah.
lot of pluggers like that with the date on it, but no year. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you back. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Keep doing what you do.
Peace out.
All right.
DJ Vell, y'all. He did what he did, and we just went on and talked. So I got to get more to DJs so we can help to do this thing. I got to go get my baby. She like about ready to kill me. So thank you all for listening. Conversations now has a new YouTube page, and I'll put that link up. As a matter of fact, the new YouTube link you all need to like and subscribe. So I'll make sure I post that in Facebook. Glad you all checked us out. Next week it's going to be Francine Briggan. She's going to talk. We're going to talk about some stuff and her journey. So, in the words of Don Cornelius, love, peace, and soul. But until we meet again at the next appointed time, let your light. Oh, I can't. I cussed. I messed up. I said a bad word. Do this for me. Stay up. TCB. Always be cool and may peace be certainly with you. I'm Reggie Miles and I am